Lens cap. I took the lens cap off. I had the lens cap on. Was what the problem was. I was like, why is it dark? It shouldn't be dark. That's what I said. Hello, welcome to the stream. I think we're good. Yeah, it's all good. The sun hasn't quite gone down yet, so it's still a little bit of natural lighting on my face, so the lighting's gonna be a little off for a little bit, but that's fine. Okay. Let me make sure all my audio is working. Okay. And let me make sure that we're live on both YouTube and Twitch before I... Okay, that has connected to YouTube chat successfully. Alright, we look like we're live on Twitch. There's some event going on Twitch right now. That's a good thing, I think. Nice. And I think we're live on YouTube too. Alright, so the camera's a little off. So we're going to be doing some more hardcore today. We're going to be doing Wither skeleton hunting, which is going to be super fun. Before I start, though, I'll close some things I don't need, because no reason to have Steam open right now. Oh. Alright. I'm gonna keep this with me, actually. I don't think I have any obsidian. I probably won't need it. It's a really fun song, but it feels a little weird to listen to it. It's a little odd, but it's whatever. I'm also starting stream a lot earlier than I usually do, because I'll probably end it a lot sooner than I usually do, and I will probably edit tonight. But we're gonna go for a bit and see how long I can go hunting skeletons, because I need 18 skulls. I might also work a little bit not on stream. I could have sworn there was another fortress like what should be like right here. Yeah, it's right there. Okay. Hopefully this staircase is correct. A little bit lower. But I'll honestly need to go down a few more blocks anyway. I'll probably actually go back like there. Start from there. Should probably be good enough. That'll be really nice to turn into a police farm later. Alright, cool. Alright. So I think the main thing we're gonna want to do is try and like flatten it out as much as we can. So like starting from here, we'll probably just flatten it. Because I think, yeah. I think like the bounding box for like another fortress is like a couple of big rectangles. So I think having a big flat area is a good idea. It needs to be a 3 tall area. And I have an easy way to another fortress and back where I don't have to like fly or anything, which is very good. There's not really anything interesting that I have to talk about today. And Chinese food for lunch. There's leftovers from yesterday because I had Chinese food for dinner last night. That's pretty interesting. I don't know if like wither skeletons can spawn on half slab tops. I assume so, but if they can't, I don't want to like waste my time flattening out the area just to like have no purpose for it. So I'm gonna just use the full blocks. And if I really need to, I'll go grab a furnace and just melt netherrack, and I'm gonna have plenty of netherrack anyway. I think they can only spawn on nether brick. Oh, I need to grab my chest plate. Alright. I'll sleep, it's fine. I really like this song, but it's not the vibe. Now, this song is also not really the vibe, but we're still gonna listen to it anyway. Can you use cobbled deep slate to make stone stuff? Yeah. You brought. Actually, I'm gonna grab some more carrots. Not really anything interesting to say, so I'm just going to yap. This will be one of those yap streams. So, I'll probably just talk about whatever song is playing. This song is cool. I like it. Especially the part near the end where it goes, like, speeds up. It's fun. I can't remember what the actual term for that is. It has a term. Stellarando, probably. Okay, so yeah, we have one Wither Skeleton Skull. And we need 17 more. So that's what we're doing today. Nice. I like this song because it says robot rock a lot. I don't know. I talked about the Minecraft movie a lot in the last stream, so I don't know what to talk about in this one. Nothing has really happened today. I did not stick to my schedule. I woke up late and I missed my morning run and the first bit of animation work I was meaning to do, and it just sort of like set me on this path of like not doing any of the stuff I needed to do today. I did the dishes, which need to get done, which is good, but I would like to have gotten more done. So I figured, I'm probably not going to be too productive today on the stuff I wanted to be productive on, so I might as well be productive on this. And then tonight, I'll have a little bit more stuff to edit, so it'll be better. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the streams so far. I've done the third stream that I want to say. I want to say it's the third stream. I don't think I need to do that actually. I thought for a second that I hadn't brought the charcoal, and I was like, no. Okay. All right. And that'll take a while to get to a point where it is actually helpful. So we're just gonna continue doing what we're doing. Oh. I've gotten really into like these not super deep songs recently, like this song and like uh pretty much anything by Shawn Mendes is like so like cheesy and like nothing meaning wise, you know. Like this one I think is like one of the most meaningful, cheesy love song, breakup song sort of deal. But I've gotten really into them recently because I think a lot of them have like nice beats and they're also fun to listen to. Um, but it's very funny to listen to them because if you're listening to like a love song, somebody's gonna assume that you're like, oh, I'm so in love with somebody. I'm not. And if you're listening to a breakup song, people are gonna assume that you're like in the woes of, oh, somebody just broke up with me, but they didn't. So it's funny. At least that's what I assume. I don't really care much what people think about me, so really I don't really know what people think. Because not with my time to bother with the affairs of mortals, you know. This light is making it very difficult to see the screen. As you can see, the sun has now gone down, so the lighting is more the way it's supposed to now. Supposed to be now. I gotta find something interesting to talk about. What I could do is watch YouTube videos on stream. There are a lot of YouTubers who are there are a lot of streamers who do that. But usually it's like the main focus and they're not just like listening to it while they're doing something. I don't know. I don't really stream. But I feel like it's sort of not great practice to do if you're streaming on YouTube to just stream somebody else's content. Even if you're doing it on Twitch, I don't personally think it's a great thing to do. You know, I understand why you do it. And like if somebody has given you permission, I think it's fine. But most of the people I think start doing it without permission. Which is not a great thing to do. So I think I won't do that. Also, I don't stream the music. I just show you what I'm listening. I mean, I could watch something and like react to it while I'm doing stuff like this. But I feel like there's no real point to that, you know. I think there's a streamer like a year or two ago that like streamed all of Naruto. And that's like cool and all, but I don't know what the point of streaming is if you're just gonna stream someone else's stuff, you know? Like even with permission, I don't see what the point of the stream is if it's not you streaming, it's you watching someone else's anime. It's like that's weird. I could be the streamer that complains about other streamers. that would be that's a great idea for me to do, and definitely won't get me like a lot of enemies. Because people really don't like to be called out, I've learned. For some reason. I really need to get a taller chair as well. This one has been good. Well, this one I've had for a while. And I've had my eye on a specific chair for a while, but I just haven't been able to justify the purchase. Now I don't have the money to justify the purchase. Even if I could justify it, I don't have the money to buy it. Because it's like $500 for the chair, and I'm like, that's so expensive for a chair. You know. But it's a cool chair. It's much better than this one, but also $500 for a chair is kind of crazy when this one's fine. And this one was free. To me, at least. It's going to be a pain to... I'm betting these are almost done. Yeah. And they're nearly out of fuel as well. What was it? Oh, right. I'll be the streamer that all the other streamers hate. That's a great idea. It's not. I'll be the streamer that calls out all the other streamers for doing stupid things. I've had this chair for so long that the like hydraulic thing in it, is it a hydraulic? I don't know. But the hydraulic thing in it is like old. So it's like it'll just slowly start to like go down, which is why I need a new chair, especially one that's taller. But you know, this one's fine. I could probably go another like 2 or 3 years with it before it absolutely would need to be replaced. And I'll probably replace it once I have more money. There's nothing up here, right? Basically nothing. But I'll leave this. All the staircases I'll leave for a little bit, just in case I need to like get up and down easier. I've also been considering getting like an actual green screen and having a green screen for my streams. I don't know if it's worth it. So if you're watching, you'd like to know if you want me green screen, let me know. Wonder how bad the audio quality is as a result of this fan on my face. Because I'm assuming it's taking it from like a 7 to like a 2. But I don't know, I haven't really listened to it. I thought that was on my music for a second. I was like, that's never been on this a part of this song. Why is it suddenly a part of the song? This is a part of Beastars. It's the first opener. A beautiful piece of animation, the first Beastars animation opening. Beastars anime opening. I can talk about Beastars while I do this. Anime. I don't know. I think Beastars is pretty good. I'm just going to talk about Beastars for a little bit because I don't have anything else to talk about. I'm watching a lot of animes recently because I've had more time to do so because I've been working on things and I've been like watching them in the background. My friend has been trying to get me to play like video games more, but I don't really play video games all that much. Like I think in my entire life I've beaten 4 video games and none of them were particularly difficult things to beat. So I don't know. I've never really been a real gamer. Not that I've been like a Candy Crush gamer, but like uh you know, I just don't really play games, even phone ones. The 4 games I've beaten are Mario Odyssey, Pokemon Yellow, Undertale, and Minecraft. I was trying to remember. I was like, what's the last game? It's the one I'm playing currently. None of those games are particularly difficult to beat. I would say out of those games, Pokemon or either Pokemon Yellow or Undertale were the hardest. And I've only beaten the pacifist route of Undertale. So I think the genocide route might be a harder version? Question mark? Again, I haven't played it through. I started it and then I was like, I don't really want to kill these characters. Yeah. I don't have any desire to do it, so I just didn't. Anyway, I was going to talk about Beastars. Beastars is good. I like Beastars. Good talk. But yeah, I think it was pretty good. The first season was definitely, I think, the best. I think that the more that it gets shonen-y, the worse it gets. I've realized I don't really think I like shonen anime all that much, which I know is like sacrilege in the anime fandom. But like they're all kind of mid and most of them overstay their welcome. There are some like really good ones, you know. I think Dragon Ball is probably good, but I think it has a very long story that I can't stay engaged long enough to see, you know. There's like 500 episodes, and I think a show is a little bloated after like 70 episodes, you know. Cowboy Bebop, I think, was a little bit short, but it had 30 episodes. But I think if they would have done a whole nother season, it would have been bloated, you know. The Bebop anime, I mean, was good. The Bebop Netflix show, I haven't seen, but based on what a lot of people have said, it's probably pretty bad. But again, I haven't seen it personally. I don't really have any desire to, so I probably won't. But from the clips I've seen, definitely they seem it seems like a bad show. It seems like they did not understand the characters well enough to do the show, and I don't know who it was really made for. Because like fans of Cowboy Bebop like that it's sort of subtle. So it definitely wasn't made for fans because the clips that I watched were all super not subtle at all. It had the subtlety of a brick. But, you know, this could have been just random clips that just happened to show how unsubtle the show could be at its worst. But considering it was all of the clips that I saw, probably not. Let's see. Some like good animes I've seen recently. It's basically been basically all been anime recently. Anime and YouTube. It's been the highlight of my entertainment recently. Cowboy Bebop I just finished, as I said. I watched most of Dr. Stone before then, and they were just getting stupid with it, so I was like, this is dumb, and I stopped. You know, because it just keeps being this like cycle that they do in every shonen anime, and I would assume shonen mangas as well, where it's like, you know, the main character just beat the bad guy, but now they have a new bad guy, and he has to beat that guy now, which is fine and cool, but I wanted cool science stuff, and they're doing like guns and stuff, and I don't care, you know. Well, we beat the bad guy, and now he's our friend. But yeah, I thought Dr. Stone was very interesting in concept, and I think it would have been better if it wasn't a shonen. You know, like the first guy that they were fighting, I think was great. You know, I think that they set it up pretty well, and then executed it well. Spoilers for Dr. Stone if you haven't watched it yet. I'd recommend watching at least the first like season. Um, but they set it up the first few episodes where it's like, you know, we have to choose carefully who we wake up because we don't want the first person we wake up to be a murderer. And that's the first person that they wake up. Is a murderer. That's like the second episode, so I don't feel like I'm spoiling too much. But the whole first season is about, I don't know his name, but Dr. Stone, like the main character, has to defeat the guy, which is reasonable and is set up well. But then after that, they have no one to really fight, so it just becomes a whole load of nothing, and there's no point to it. I also watched Full Metal Alchemist recently. Again, I've seen it before, but I think it has a really good story, and I think it like has good arcs. You know, whereas other shows I think don't, because it's not just like, oh, we fought the bad guy. Oh, there's a new bad guy. It's like they introduce all of the guys that are like super bad at the beginning, like at the first couple of episodes. There's like sometimes a new guy that they have to fight, but it's like a reasonable thing, you know. Shao Tucker, reasonable, you know, fight. And I haven't seen the first one, the first try that they did of Full Metal Alchemist. Um, I saw Brotherhood because everyone agrees that well, not everyone, but a lot of people who like Full Metal Alchemist agree. I'd say most people who have watched both of them agree that the Brotherhood one is better. Which is probably true, because it's their second go round, and it's probably going to be better. Can barely stand on my feet. It'd be really nice eventually whenever I turn this into like an actual farm. I don't really have to deal with it anymore. That'd be cool. I don't want to do too much, too many like farms, I don't think. I'm gonna add create after we're done with recording this first episode. But, that's a little different. Because the new update looks pretty cool. I don't think it's a big enough change to be like, I don't know where I was going. Like, if it was like a fully modded, like everything was different sort of playthrough, I think that would warrant me making a different like world for it. But I think like adding create to this isn't a horrible thing to do. Somebody love. I'm lost now. Nope. Not that way. It's a problem when you get lost in the nether. If you watched yesterday's stream, you would know that. Because I spent like the last 15 minutes of the stream trying to find my way out of the nether. Come on, spawn wither skeletons for me. I need wither skeletons. I think I'm gonna make a base in the nether, too. I just don't know what it's gonna be yet. No. Well, this is a good show. This show. The show that this theme song's from. Good show. I could make buttons. And just like cover the whole thing in buttons and make them spawn on that one platform. But that's very time consuming and I don't know if I want to do that. If I make multiple layers of flat nether fortress, then I can improve the the rates. Or something, I don't know. I heard recently that they're going to make a Legend of Zelda movie, and I was sort of excited for it, and then they said it was going to be live action, which doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad. But I can almost guarantee that it's not going to be good. Because they're going to play it way too safe. You know, they're not going to do it right. They're not going to do it justice. Because they're not going to get somebody who cares about it to direct it. Almost assuredly. And, you know, what game are you going to base it off of? Right? Are you going to base it off of a game, or are you just going to, like, take all the characters and make a new story with them? Because that's fine, but you're going to have a lot of people complain about it. If you do it well and it's a good story, then I don't care. But, you know, knowing Hollywood, the likelihood of a live-action video game movie being good is very low. And even an animated video game movie being good is relatively low. I'd say the Super Mario Bros. Movie is like the best video game movie that they've made, and it was like sort of mid. So like I don't know how well a live action one's gonna do if they couldn't even get the animated one right. I mean, like, I hope it'll be good. Obviously. But I do not have much faith in. It'll probably be Warner Brothers. I assume it'll be Warner Brothers. It could also, of course, be something else. I don't know. I also heard that Nintendo had bought a movie company so that they could make movies themselves, which would be cool. But also, you know, don't know how much I trust Nintendo to make a movie either. I think it kind of depends, you know, like, I think Subspace Emissary is... it was pretty good. But, like, these blazes probably need to Well, actually, no, they would despawn whenever all the rest of the things despawn. I don't know. But I think Subspace Emissary is one of the best story things that Nintendo has put out. Which might be a hot take. But if it is, I don't care. Why are no Wither Skeletons spawning? I need Wither Skeletons to start spawning. I'd really appreciate it if I had some Wither Skeletons. Oh, let me tell you. See, I don't like that it does that. Don't really like the random noises. I don't know how people can stream for like 12 hours straight. You know, because like I've been streaming for like an hour and I'm out of things to say. I mean, like yesterday I streamed for like 3 hours and I was talking pretty consistently throughout it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just like on days and off days people have, you know. People say on days. Is that an expression? I don't know. I don't feel like it is. But like, you know, yesterday was a very talky sort of day, and today has not been a very talky sort of day. I don't really know why that is. You know, I knew what I was going to be doing today. I knew I was going to be streaming this and looking for Wither Skeletons, so maybe I should have thought a little bit more about like what I was going to talk about during the stream, because I have nothing to talk about other than how I have nothing to talk about. I need to add Unwritten to this playlist. I don't think it's on here yet. I don't think I need to do that. If I don't need to break a block, I'm not going to do it. No point in adding unnecessarily work for myself, you know. The screen looks super dark, but I don't think I can really do anything about it. I'm fairly certain that TikTok's gonna get banned in April. So that's the main reason why I'm not worrying too much about getting TikTok Live fixed. Because it seems like it's available to me, but also it seems like it's a bit of work to get it to work. I don't know if it's really worth it. Because, like, I have access to the stream on TikTok. I can edit it in TikTok. From, like, a couple days ago when I streamed it on TikTok Live, and I was like, yeah, cool. Guess I can stream on TikTok even though I don't have 1,000 followers. I think that's a stupid rule. I think that's a very stupid rule, you know. If you want to compete as a streaming platform, don't lock it behind a follower cap. You know, nobody's going to stream on your service if they have to wait till they're already popular before they can stream there. You know, they might multi-stream there, but if they have to grow their audience before they can start streaming, then they're not going to do it. But whatever. Yeah, it sort of makes sense if it was a smaller company, a smaller app, or we were like closer to the point where it had been introduced. But TikTok Live has been a thing for years at this point, and they just don't let 90% of their user base use it for no real reason. And I never really understood that one. I can maybe fathom, you know, some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Like moderation sort of thing where it's like, you know, we want to make sure that an account isn't just streaming like entire movies, even though there are like hundreds of accounts that their entire thing is just that they stream movies and that's how they get their followers. It's like, oh, and you're here, like this video, follow, and I'll be streaming whatever tonight. And I'm like, I don't know how these guys get the ability to do TikTok Live, but not me. You know? It should have been me. But something like that. I think it's weird. Why is it so dark? I think my brightness is all the way up too, so it might just be the angle that I'm looking at the screen at. It's entirely possible. I'd say actually that it's probably the reason. This is one of my favorite songs. Like, top 10. I found it more recently. I don't remember how I found it, though. Because I don't really look for music. I just find it, and then I start listening to it. Most of the songs I find, and like, I find from TikTok. And my friends who really like music are not happy about that. So I tell them all the time whenever I find a really popular song that I like, that I found it from TikTok. Even if it's not true. Like, I probably found this from, like, well, this one I think I found on TikTok, but... Actually, no. I think I found this one on the radio. I think this was one of the very few that I found while I was listening to the radio. Because I remember, like, Shazamming it. Or whatever. And being like, oh, that's what it's called. Cool. add to Apple Music. Yes, I know I use Apple, not Spotify. I don't have a problem with Spotify. I just prefer Apple Music because that's what I have. I found this one from a My Little Pony fan animation in like 2014. And it's been on my playlist ever since. This one, Gregory Pepper and His Problems, Drop the Plot, and Riptide by Vance Joy. Or no, it's not Gregory Pepper and His Problems. Gregory Pepper and His Trumpet, I think. I could be wrong about that. I might be talking entirely out of nowhere right now. It's whenever I like halfway turn my brain off and I'm just mining in this game when I start to yap about literally nothing, and it's just a whole bunch of like words are coming out but there's no thoughts connected to those words, and I just have no idea what I'm saying. Maybe I should go into politics. Ha ha. I won't test you. I'm not the best you could have attained, so why try anything? Apparently this song is like relatively popular, but I can never listen to it without thinking about like Twilight Sparkle. It's just, it'll never be something I can do. So eventually somebody's probably gonna put it into like a movie or something, and I'm gonna be like randomly like, oh my gosh, this movie will forever be tied to Twilight Sparkle now, and that'll be really funny to me. You know, most people don't find what I find funny, but you know, I'm the target audience for my jokes, so. You know, I don't think TikTok was banned long enough to see the impact of what happens with a TikTokless internet. Because, like, I was also very confused why everything, like, every social media app. Sorry, I had hiccup. I was confused why every single app was suddenly trying to be TikTok, and I was like, the same thing was happening with Vine. Vine was becoming then like a pretty big thing, but nobody like suddenly started doing, oh, you have 6-second videos now. You know, I don't know why that was different for TikTok. Maybe just because TikTok was more popular than Vine was, but like YouTube has always been more popular than either of them. So I don't know. it's definitely going to be weird for a bit to see like how all the different social medias change after TikTok like really gets banned. Because it's probably gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen in April, like April 4th, I think is the new date. Because they had 90 days to do it, and that was like April, or that was January 19th was the day that they got told that they were gonna be given 90 days. Or no, no. It would have been a little bit after that. So, yeah, because they got told. No, yeah. So they're. So the day that they got banned was the 19th, went to effect the 20th, and they were told that they would get an extension. And so they got a 90-day extension officially on the, I want to say like the 25th of July, but I could definitely be wrong about that. So, like relatively 90 days, April 4th is what I'm saying. I think the date is, because I think somebody said that was the date that they will officially be banned. But I don't know. But it's going to be interesting to see how the internet will react to that, because I don't think there's not really any coming back from that this time. You know, if they decide to walk back on that decision, it would take a lot, and like there's not a lot of point to it, There are bigger issues plaguing America, and the people who would do anything about it aren't going to do anything about it. And the people who should be doing something about it won't do anything about it either. I don't know where that blaze was. I probably shouldn't talk about politics on my stuff, but I also don't really care, so meh. I think there's this big taboo against politics because you alienate a lot of people. But if you're a Republican and you're voting for Trump, I don't really want you watching my stuff. So, quite frankly, shove it. And if anybody's gonna come after me for saying that, you're an idiot. Okay. The more we flatten this area out, the better it is, the more spawn rates we're gonna get. I shouldn't say Republican, I should say MAGA. Because I don't necessarily have a problem with Republicans as a title, but I do have problems with MAGA people. Because I think 90% of them are very dumb. And the other percent of them are stupid. Because you're voting for people who actively don't care about you and do not have your best interest in mind. And you're like, yeah, he has my best interest in mind. And then you point to the guy who has no interest in mind other than money for himself. Like, tariffs? Terrible thing to do. Terrible. Terrible plan. What was the plan there? We're gonna backstab our two closest allies, both metaphorically closest, but also literally the ones that we're landlocked to, that we're like touching. Not like landlocked like we're surrounded by them, but like both sides. It's so stupid. And for what? Like what was the point of it? There is no point. I know there's like some rule on Twitch that you're supposed to like show if you're gonna talk about political stuff. But I don't give a flying fuck. I'm gonna talk about whatever I want to whenever I want to. If they silence me, they silence me. Why are there no wither skeletons spawn? Oh, this is not the right staircase. Is this the right staircase? This is the right staircase. Where's everything spawning? Why is nothing spawning where it needs to spawn for me? It says looting 3 on it, right? Yep. This is gonna be a very long stream. Especially if I'm here until I get all 18 skulls. You know, if I get... what would be the rate? I've streamed for like 5 hours doing this, roughly. And I have 1 skull. So that's 1 skull every 5 hours. Ooh. That's not really accurate. But still. Yeah, I've spent an hour today and probably at least an hour yesterday just in the Nether Fortress. So that's like, you know, even if it's 2 hours per skull, it's gonna be 36 hours. I think now that I have this big flat area, I can run to one end. I run to the other end and have them spawn. Oh, diamonds. Cool. This is a relatively big fortress, I think. So I would not be too terribly surprised if it doesn't. What was I saying? I have no idea. It's I think it's a relatively big fortress, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's still skeletons spawning in places they're not supposed to. I think it was along the lines of what I was going to say, but I have really no idea. I was yapping. See this one. Alright, now we have a slightly larger platform for things to spawn on. And make like a playlist for like just streaming. You know, most of the songs I listen to have lyrics. I don't really want to listen to like royalty-free songs, but I feel like it's more beneficial for a stream if it has those. If it has like some sort of music to it. Not even necessarily royalty-free, but like, you know. Like, Nintendo music is not royalty-free, but you can play it usually on a stream without being too worried about like, oh, they're going to take down my stream. Because Nintendo has realized that letting people play your games online is just free advertising for your games. After like years of people being like, hey, this is just free advertising for the games. So I don't know. Because like, if you're going to be watching somebody play a game, you probably aren't going to play it yourself, even if you have the chance to. And whenever you do have the chance to, you'll probably take it because you saw somebody play it and they enjoyed it. Like, I have a lot of games that I have played specifically because I saw a YouTuber play it first. You know, like FNAF or uh, Ni no Kuni. I never would have picked up Ni no Kuni if I didn't see YouTubers play it first. Not that it's a bad game or anything, but I'd never heard of it, and I never would have heard of it if it wasn't for, like, Stampy playing it or whatever. Nintendo seems really against the idea of people playing their games as well, which is weird. Because, like, if you do a Pokemon Nuzlocke, Nintendo is mad about it. Like, there are a lot of people who have, like, talked to Nintendo, and they have been like, yeah, we don't like those Nuzlocks. And it's like, why do you hate that people play your games? For a game company, they really hate fun, you know? Go as far this way as I can. And things will spawn. Nice! See, this is what I was meaning. Flat platform, very good for where their skeletons spawn. Run as far as I can this way. Wait. And this way. It would probably be better if I did, like, flatten the whole thing. But I don't want to do that. I'm worried that, like, one of them's gonna drop it, and then I'm not gonna notice, and it's not gonna go into my inventory. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump some of these blocks. Nice. Nice. And now we have a counter. Down in the corner there. Corner of my inventory, right here. It's so funny that I can just walk through that and come out the other end completely unscathed. They did literally nothing at all. Half a heart right there. So basically nothing. I think infinity on a bow is way more useful than mending, which I think is not a hot take at all. But I don't understand why you would be like, yeah, no, I put mending on my bow instead. Because, like, basically, no matter what, like, there's no way that you could argue that mending is the better enchantment. Because, like, Oh, sorry. Even if you took villagers out of the equation, like it only makes it better, you know, if you take villagers out, because then it's like, okay, well, you'd rather put mending on something more important. You know, the tool itself is more important, and the book itself is more important because you can't get mending from like an enchantment table. You have to get it from a loot table or a villager. So it's going to be way more valuable to you. So you're going to do that. And like, if you have Unbreaking 3, then you have 384 shots. And I think the way that Unbreaking works is it adds a chance for it not to break not to use the durability, I think is how it works. I could be wrong about that though. I knew it. I knew it would be up here. Okay, so if we just go off this stream, I've been going for an hour and 45 minutes, and I have a single skull. So it'll be around 30 hours when I have enough skulls. Though, to be fair, I did spend a large portion of that making it more flat. But still. I have a feeling it's going to take a lot longer than I was originally expecting it to. I found this song through a TikTok about a Chainsaw Man chapter that I haven't read because I haven't read any Chainsaw Man chapters. It was entirely pointless. I don't know why I did that. Maybe just one beacon is enough for me. And then in the next episode, I can like do like a wither farm or something. I made another right beacon in my hardcore. Pushed the wrong button. Oh, my camera died. And we're back. This one's on my playlist because the actual Muppet Show song isn't on Apple Music. realistically, during the gameplay, how are you supposed to figure out how to summon the Wither? You know, like if you dropped a player in, say it's like 20 years from now, you start playing the game. There's, we'll say there's, you don't have access to the internet to like figure it out. How do you know you have to summon the Wither? Because like this, you know, you can figure out that you need to use the skeleton skull, and maybe from there you would start placing paintings and figure out from that one single painting that you have to do that. But like otherwise, there's no way to figure out that that's something you need to do or something that you can do. You know, there are three things in the whole of the game that can be summoned. Um, like, and there's no way for you to figure out how to summon an iron golem at all. You know, maybe you can figure out like, oh, iron block, iron block, iron block, pumpkin, because there's a pumpkin. But there's no way for you to figure out that there's even a snow golem in the game, let alone that you can spawn it. But I don't really know any way that they could do that otherwise, other than being like, this is how you summon a wither. I like I like this song's music, but I can never play it because the subject matter in it is horrible. So I can never play it. I can never be like, hey, what's a song you like? Play me a song you like. It'll never be this one because it's horrible. It's lots of blazes. Hmm. Press enter. It opens up the config menu for the mods. That's cool. Yeah, I really just need one beacon. I don't need 6, like right now. Eventually I'll have like 100 beacons. I'll probably have like a beacon farm. But I suppose 6 for the first episode is a little bit overzealous. Is that's the right word. I am gonna get 3 Wither Skulls before I end stream though. Because I think it'll be... Because I want to keep that first one. Eventually I think I'm gonna have like a museum that I have all like the important items in. So I want to make sure that I keep that. Because I have the first wooden and stone pickaxes. I might have the first iron pickaxe. I don't know. I might have broken it. Like a lot of the important items I want to have. I really need to pee. But I don't like leaving stream alone. So I'm gonna... I don't know how likely it is that the game just randomly decides it's like, no, we're not gonna be paused. Unpause. It's probably a 0% chance, but, you know, just in case I figured I'd place those blocks there. Okay. So I'm going to... Which button is it? It's this one. So I will be right back. Back. I just washed my hands. That's why they're wet. No other reason. I ate a lot of chicken earlier. It's like stuck in my throat a little bit. I ate way too much chicken earlier. It's so much so that it has become a little bit of a problem. Because I ate too much and it's like my stomach is like full of chicken. Which of course is a problem. I wish there was an enchantment to speed up attack speed, but I know there's not. I know there's never going to be. Because then you sort of make PvP easier. It's already pretty easy, so there's no real point to doing that. So. I just have ADHD brain. Not like diagnosed, but like got that ADHD brain where it's like you have to be doing something all the time. Forever. Like, no. No. It's one of my favorite Billy Joel songs. I. I think about the lore of this game a lot because there's obviously a lot of lore behind it. You know, even if it's not like stated lore, you know, there's nothing like written down. But um there's a lot of lore. And like one of the things that is the like most odd to me is there's no real explanation for like the undead in like the overworld, at least from what I've seen. I guess it could be like sort of tied to the Illagers, but I don't really know how much I buy into that. Um, because they have this whole thing of like they have this motif of like life and like messing with life. Um, so it's a little. It's like somewhat implied that they have something to do with it, I think, but I don't know that for sure. There's always like something weird to me. Eventually, we're gonna get like a Minecraft lore thing that's gonna like completely go into depth. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Come on, just like spawn like two wither skeletons and let them drop both of their skulls for me. Nothing. Nothing? Hey Jimmy, give me a cheese whip. Nothing. Nothing? An arrow in my knee? I have to quit adventuring. Not the vibe. Oh, nice. Lots of them. I was about to say, I thought there were four of them. Nothing. Can learn to be human too. I found this one from TikTok. It's taking a very long time, and there's not anything super interesting to commentate about. The price of tea in China is relatively related to, I don't know. There's this saying of what's that got to do with the price of tea in China? So I figured I'd just start talking about the price of tea in China, but I don't know anything about the price of tea in China. Wonder where that saying comes from. Like specifically, like I know where like tea from China comes from, but like comes from China. It's more specifically, it's not tea from China, it's tea in China. I don't know. Sing it up and they give it up and they give it up, but they never ask why. Nice. Now I could go fight the Wither now, but I'm not going to because I want to keep that first Wither skeleton skull for the museum. So it's roughly a skull an hour. So we're gonna be here a while. We're gonna be here for another hour. Kentucky Fried Chicken is all I see. I keep forgetting that I don't have the zoom thing. Rock. Let's go! Finally! I'm free! I'm free! This guy's gonna drop a skull for sure. Ah. That would've been really funny, though. That would've been so clippable. I could put that on my TikTok. That also would have been so clippable. Gonna grab stuff from this chest that I left. Think we would just fight it right now? That'd be funny. I'm a little bit underprepared for it. I want to make a sword. I'm gonna make a smite sword, and then I think we're gonna fight it, and then I'll probably end stream. Maybe. I might keep streaming. I don't know. Don't know what my plans are for today. Maybe I'll finish this bridge. Maybe that's what I'll do. Or maybe not necessarily finish it, but maybe get started on it. That could be good. And I might turn something else on and just play, but not really talk. because I started this outside of a stream, but I think I want the rest of it to be, for the most part, streamed. So if there's ever a point where I'm doing something where I don't feel like talking, I'll probably stream, but not be super engaged stream. And eventually, whenever I have the museum built, it'll be full of pictures and artifacts. Okay. This song's a little bit weird in context of the show. I listened to it before I watched the full show, and it's like it's cool, but also like it's weird. Yeah, let me grab my tools so I can. These are really the only two that need mending, but. Might. Yeah, Smite's really the only thing I need. I don't know why I was getting all these emeralds. I don't need them. Witherbane. Alright. I'm not too terribly worried about it, because, like, the Wither isn't... I used the wrong sword. But the Wither isn't really that much of a threat. Um... I just want to be a little bit more prepared, so... I mean, I think that should be good. I'm gonna grab Ender Pearl. I should have more Ender Pearls than this. Just in case I need, like, a quick escape, I'm gonna bring an Ender Pearl. Or two. Or 12. Okay. I always think about, like, the things in this game as if I was playing it like I would play it a couple of years ago, where I wasn't very good at this game or any other. But I've gotten better at games in the past, like, 2 years. So it's a little bit weird to, like, fight the Wither now, because, like, 2 years ago, it was, like, a concerning thing to do, because I was very unskilled at the game. But now, it's super easy. And usually what I do when I fight it is just... Oh my gosh, I don't have an arrow. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. That was so easy. It was, like, so easy. Like, that didn't even take the length of a song. I think it took longer to walk down there and place it. Question is, do we keep the first Nether Star for the museum? I think we do. I think we have to. I think it's a requirement. Back to the... I mean, I don't have to keep doing it now. I don't have any reason to have a beacon right now. But I do think that having a Nether Star is good for your first episode. Actually, let me make a chest of important... Yeah, let me make a chest of important things. Yeah. Let me make a barrel of the important things. I don't know if this is actually the first stone pickaxe, but I'm gonna say it is. First piece of ancient debris. Journal. Journal. I didn't realize my hearts had gotten so low. Not a good thing. I have a chest of elytras. First elytra, first horn. Eventually I'll probably put all of the templates in as like their own section. I don't know which one of these shulker boxes would have been the first, so I don't think I'm gonna bother with that. I know there's a wither skeleton skull in here somewhere. I just don't know where it is. I'm not being dumb, am I? Has it been on screen like 4 times? There we go. This cake isn't particularly important. I'm just putting it in there. I didn't grab the dragon egg. I just realized that. It's still in the end. Weird. It's kind of funny that I forgot that. Oh. Not really sure what I want the next step to be, because I have done basically everything I wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and end stream here for tonight. If you have enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And if you're on Twitch, be sure to like the stream and follow me and subscribe. Give me money. I love money. Bye.